There are a lot of fantastic fishing kayaks on the market today, and the Native Slayer Max Propel 12.5 is no exception. We're going to walk through this boat front to back, and starting at the bow, each kayak comes standard with a very ergonomically friendly handle, so making moving this kayak very easy, whether with two people or with the cart system. Moving back to the storage compartment up on top, it comes standard with a customizable bungee that you can adjust to accommodate maybe a jacket, a soft cooler, anything that you want to store on the top of the storage compartment here, you can make it fit. Very easy to get into. It's got a pair of snaps. You just slide them back. The lid opens up, and on the inside of the lid there's a nice foam gasket, so it's going to make it pretty well waterproof. And then you have lots of storage inside here. This hole that's closest to the back actually provides access to the transducer port, which is on the bottom of the kayak, and it will accommodate just about any size of transducer you want to add on there. So you can run the wire straight through and into the storage compartment, along with any other accessories you might have handy. Toward the front, this storage compartment comes with a removable bin. Again, put anything that you want in there, but it also provides access with an arm's length. You can reach nearly back to the drive system to run wires, set anything up in there that you might need, hook up a battery, you name it. Very easy, closes nice, very secure. On either side of the storage compartment, we actually have rod tubes. Rod tubes in a kayak, what a great idea. It's going to protect the front of your rods. Anytime you're in a situation with heavy grass, maybe rice or rushes, even standing timber, you're going to be able to protect the front of your rods with these tubes. As we move back into the cockpit, we have the Native Propel Driveline system. It is a pedal-driven kayak, and this is a very efficient, very easy system to use. And deploying it is a piece of cake. All you got to do is lift it up, you straighten out the prop, dropping it down, little switch goes back, locks it in place, ready to go. And then you can also take the provided hole cover that will lock it down, and you can also use this cover if you want to pull the drive system out altogether and just paddle. So it's a very handy thing to have in both scenarios. And on top of it, there's actually a very handy little cup holder. I like that. Pull the switch back, make sure your prop is straight up and down, slides right up, square up the prop, and it rests there very conveniently. Also inside the cockpit, you have multiple scupper holes and plugs, depending upon if you're going to be fishing in the surf or fishing in a situation where water may be coming into your kayak. The scupper holes will let that water drain out, or you can put the plugs in, and it's going to keep you dry. On the bottom, there's some nice padded foot stations where your feet can be comfortable at all times. If you're going to stand and fish, it's going to be very handy for that. On either side of the kayak, on either side of the drive system, you have a couple side panel accessory mounting plates, and they come off and they will allow access to the insides of the kayak and to the gunnels, again, if you need to run wires or any accessory mounting like that. On either side, moving closer to the seat, you've got big storage compartments for tackle, for tools, even some extra straps to hold stuff down. Very handy, very well thought out. And beneath the seat is a whole nother tackle tray that comes standard with holes in the corners in case it takes water, and then it will drain. Nice handy bungee cord system. You can put a couple trays in there, keep everything very easily accessible. And no matter how tall of an individual you are, this kayak is going to fit you. Very conveniently, you can loosen up the seat, move it forward, move it back, and you can comfortably reach the pedals for an all-day paddle trip. On either side of the seat, over here we've got the steering knob. Turn it left or right, it's going to direct the boat in that direction. And then right on the inside of that, it looks like cell phone holders or anything that tools and pliers and maybe a bag of plastics, whatever you've got will fit in there nice and easy. On either side of the seat, there are a couple rod holders. On the port side, you actually have one forward-facing rod holder, which is a very handy position to place a rod if you're going to retie or change baits. And then on either side, you also have two rear-facing rod holders. It keeps them out of the way, gives you a couple extra options if you need them. As we step back to the splash well, it's very cavernous. If you want to put a storage tackle crate back here, if you want to have a cooler, you can do that or both, depending on the size of each unit. And it comes standard with a customizable bungee system to hold those items into the splash well, or if you want to add a hoodie or a jacket back here, it's going to keep everything stowed. On either side of the splash well, we've got accessory tracks. You can add whatever you want, any type of aftermarket accessory, rod holders, you name it. It's fully customizable, very handy. On the inside of the splash well on either side, you've got paddle holders. Now there's two because you can break this paddle down, break it in half, and they fit that way. And it's always recommended, no matter if you've got a pedal drive, a power boat, any type of kayak, always keep a paddle handy for a lot of reasons. So if you're not using it, this is a very convenient way to store it so it's out of your way. But if you're on a paddle trip, you just simply take this out and you put it together, and it'll actually sit up here on the side track cart system. And that's what I'm going to talk to you about next, which is something I very highly recommend with this system. The Native Sidekick cart system is one of the best ways to haul a kayak that you can possibly find. It also fits into this track system. Simply pull the pin either side, the wheel comes out, goes into the deployed position, slide the pin back in, and it's ready to go. It's that simple. And then you also have access to keep your paddle right up here on this little compartment, just like that. So you have the option to do whatever you want to do. Your type of propulsion is your call with this boat, what makes it even better. Stowing the cart system is just as easy. Simply pop out the pin, rotate it up so it lines up with the holes, replace the pin, and the cart system is completely out of your way, and it's built into the boat, which is a very convenient way to haul your kayak back to the truck. As we move to the rear of the kayak, we have this pulley system which actually drives the rudder beneath the kayak. There is some extra material in case you need to make any adjustments over use, over time. You may need to tighten some things up. It's a very contained system, but it is also user-friendly to make any adjustments you might feel necessary. Next to that, we have another dry storage compartment, complete with a built-in bag. Maybe you want your keys, your wallet. It'll keep everything dry, but you can pull the bag out. And then you've got below deck access again if you need to make any adjustments, run wires, you name it. So very customizable, very easy access. I love that. And then on the very back of the kayak, this particular boat is Power Pole Micro ready. So all you have to do, take these screws out, the micro sits right there, and then you've got a shallow water anchor built onto the back of your kayak. There's also two more ergonomically friendly handles if you need to move the kayak, and then there's also an accessory track at the rear where you can mount a flag, a navigation light, maybe even a camera mount. And to top it all off, you've got a little plug here on the back if you ever need to drain the water out. And that's it. You can learn a lot more about this kayak and other Native kayak at nativewatercraft.com.